bringing in leads and acquiring an audience, or for lack of a better term, right, a prospect pool that you can reach out to on a regular basis, whether it's an email list or social media, or maybe you're maintaining an audience through value content like Service Monster does. Once they come into the fold, though, and they're actually interested in your service, having that conversation, that part of the sales process, fine, granted. Then they become a client. Awesome. Transactional, right? You did a job, they paid you. Too many service providers end it there. And I am well documented talking about how you should be focused on a client retention strategy. And so part of that is understanding your full client's life cycle, because they're going to come in, they're going to pay for your services, and you can then establish a better relationship with them, which will do a handful of things for you. If you've been in business, let's say longer than 4 years, and referrals is not the largest lead acquisition source you have, you're doing something wrong. Like brush your teeth, take a bath, wash your truck, smile more, be professional, stay in front of contact of your clients, and make them cheerleaders for you. And you do that by understanding what their needs are. And so, yes, after the sale is great and you deposit that check, the first job is going to be your least profitable job. Those subsequent jobs from continual contact and improvement are going to be much more profitable because you're not spending the acquisition dollar, right? The money to get in the home. In that case, it's just a retention budget, which is usually really small. I mean, even in the Fill My Schedule program that has an 800% ROI nationwide, if they don't come back to you, you're only going to spend about $10 on them. Right? So this is ridiculously less expensive to maintain your current client base and make sure they're coming back to you. But you can do that just by carpet bombing, or you could do that by understanding. And you understand by witnessing their behavior, your clients at scale. And maybe you're even separating that a little bit and looking at your top 10%. Like take 10 of your favorite clients, right? The ones you've made the most money, the ones that have given you the least grief, the ones that appreciate you the most. And ask yourself, do I understand them well enough to go get 100 of them, 1,000 of them? And so when do they buy? What's important to them? What time of the year are they looking for cleaning services? So that's what we mean by life cycle. The life cycle could certainly be short. You do the job, you get the check, and that's the end of the life cycle, but that's not going to serve your business best. So we wanted to kind of go through this and make sure that we're touching on those points and then relating it to whatever CRM you're using. We'll be specific with Service Monster here in a little bit, but that first step is big. So if you understand your clients and their life cycle and their needs, it gives you better tools to stay in front of them and build engagement and an audience of prospects that will then call you when they need the service.